guys, turn to 1-3 in your reinforced packet. Hopefully all of 1-1 and a lot of 1-2 have been completed there for practice. But it looks like this. It'll tell you at the bottom that this is 1 out of 15 pages. So 15 pages sounds like a lot, but I promise it's not too bad because a lot of these just have one question on each page. All right. We're just completing tables. All right, I need your voices to be off. I need you to be in a chair. All right, number of yards. Guys, these are proportional things. So if there's 3 feet in each yard, we can easily figure out how many feet are in 1, 2, 3, and 4 yards. So how many feet are in 1 yard? 3. So how many would be in 2? What's 2 times 3? 3 times 3? And 4 times 3. Not horrible, right? Not too difficult, hopefully. 7th graders, I'm going to start sending you. You need to turn your voices off. All right, let's look here. Javier travels 2.5 feet with each step that he takes, guys. Complete the table to show the distance traveled with 5, 10, 15, and 20 steps. So we're going to say 5 times 2.5. So if you want to grab a calculator, if that's easier, you for sure can. 5 times 2.5 is going to give us 12.5. Where are we? 10 times 2.5 is going to give us 25 feet. This is going to be 37.5 feet. And this is going to be 50 feet. I know. Go. See ya. Are you done talking? Can you be quiet? Do I have to yell in order to get your attention? Then please be quiet. Get out your packet. It should not be difficult. Follow the same pattern every day. Your voice should be off in case you haven't figured that out yet. Peyton and Peyton, why are your mouths both running? Number 3. For each bullseye that Lydia hits in an archery tournament, she earns 10 points. So we're just, again, saying 1 times 10 is 10. 2 times 10 is. These are not difficult, right? Do you see how we're figuring these out? You can do this, right? All right. Yesterday, you should have done this. We're going to go over it. Okay. This is the same as number 1 on page 29 in your workbook. All right. So if we're completing the table for the cost of the lunches, 1 lunch is $2.50. So we would write it right here, $2.50. 2 lunches, we would be adding how much for each added lunch? $2.50. So this is going to be $5. This is going to be $7.50. And this is going to be $10. So the total cost is it proportional or not proportional? It is proportional. It's proportional because it's going up at the same rate. For each of these, we're multiplying them by 250. 2 times 250, 3 times 250. Those are our 8th grade packets. Our 7th grade packets are on that tall desk. 4 times 250 would be 10. So the ratios between the quantities are all equal and have the same unit rate. So are all equal and have the same unit rate. Each of these unit rates is the rate they tell us at the beginning, $2.50 per lunch, per one lunch. That's a unit rate. Okay, so that is number 4. Number 2 from page 29 is the same as number 5. Anna walks her dog at a constant rate of 12 blocks in 8 minutes. So we're going to fill out this first one, 12 blocks in 8 minutes. Complete the table to show the time it takes to walk 12, 24, 36, and 48 blocks. So we're trying to figure out how much it would take for 24 blocks. Well, 24 is how many times 12? 2. So what is 8 times 2? 16. So these are each going up by what each time? 8. So 12 times 3 is 36. So 8 times 3 is 24. 12 times 4 gives us 48. So 8 times 4 is 32. Are these going up by the same rate each time? Yeah. Yes. The number of blocks, again, if you want, you can just circle it. Proportional. They're all equal and have the same unit rates. Okay? So that's the same as number 2 that you were supposed to do yesterday. Number 3 from yesterday looks like this. Fun Center rents popcorn machines. Okay, this is a little different. We have a unit rate, right? $20 per hour, but we also have an addition. So there's an additional rental fee. So we have to think this through a little bit more. For 1 hour, we have to pay $20 for the hour, but we also have to pay the fee of $35. So this good is $55. For each additional hour, how much are we adding to this? 20. So this becomes 75, 95, 115. This was supposed to be done yesterday. You were multiplying?
Yeah.
And then adding 35.
No, I added 35 to 20 and then was multiplying 1, 5, 5.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, it works. So we're going up by
Take your stuff. All right, so the number of hours here is not proportional. So if it were proportional, Zane would have been right. It would have been $55 per hour, which would have made this 110, 165, but it's not. It's $20 per hour, and then there's an additional $35 fee. So it's actually cheaper per hour the more hours you have it. So if we were trying to find a constant of proportionality and we said 55 divided by 1, well, that's 55. Well, 75 divided by 2, that's much less than $55 an hour. So that rate would be $37.50. This would be even less. This would be even less. Okay, so that means that it is not proportional. The rate between the qualities are not equal and do not have the same unit rate. That's the difference between being proportional and not proportional. That's something that you need to know. Crows are like attacking over here. Number 4 is like number 7. Jean has $280 in her savings account. Starting next week, she will deposit $30 in her account every week. So this doesn't really work, does it? So say she starts at 280. Each week we're adding what to it?
30.
30. So now we have 310, 340, 370. We're adding 30 every week, okay? So if we looked at our first rate, she's making $280 per week. Her account is anyway. If this were $280 per week, it would be 2 times 280. So the rate is not the same. So we have to say this is not proportional, and the quantities, the ratios between the quantities are not equal and do not have the same unit rate. All right, so number 5 and 6 are the same as 8 and 9 here in your packet. Rocco paid $12.50 for 25 game tickets. Louisa paid $17.50 for 35 game tickets. What is the constant of proportionality for cost per ticket? It's telling us to express it in decimal form, which tells me I can definitely use my calculator. Remember, cost per ticket means we're taking the cost divided by the tickets. Per tells us that we're dividing by that. Per is literally a fraction bar. So we're taking our cost, $12.50, 12.5 divided by 25, and that gives us how much per ticket? 50 cents per ticket. And just to double check to be sure that is the same as Louisa, we would take 17.5 divided by 35. And again, it's still 50 cents per ticket. Cost per ticket. Remember, the unit rate is the same as our constant of proportionality. All right. Number 9 is like number 6. A baker iced 40 cupcakes in 70 minutes. And iced 28 cupcakes in 49 minutes. What is the constant of proportionality for? Again, it's telling us what we're doing. Minutes per cupcake. That means we're taking minutes divided by cupcakes. We went over this. You've done this before. Remember, constant of proportionality is just another name for unit rate per one thing. So we want minutes per cupcake. So we're literally going to take minutes. Be careful because they wrote this backwards. 70 divided by cupcakes, 40. That gives us 1.75 minutes. Do you need to leave, Ponton, or can you stop? Per cupcake. We're going to do the same thing to double check here. We're going to take minutes, so 49 per cupcake divided by 28. Again, we should have the same if it is proportional. Since they're asking for our constant of proportionality, we can assume that it's proportional. All right. So then we just have a couple more. Number 10 wasn't one from that page, so we're looking at this with fresh eyes. All right. The school cafeteria paid $82.80 for 360 bags of pretzels. The cost of the bags of pretzels is proportional to the number bought. What is the constant of proportionality for? And here they're telling us what to do. Cost per bag. So that means we're taking the cost and dividing by the number of bags. So that's what we're doing here. 82.80. You need to write it out. Feel free. $82.80 divided by 360 bags. 82.8 divided by 360. So how much is it per bag? 23 cents per bag. All right, so that was a new one, but number 11 is just like number 7. The table shows the amount of dietary fiber in bananas. Use the table to find the constant of proportionality for, here's what we're doing, grams of fiber per banana. So grams divided by servings in this case, because each banana is a serving. Express your answer in decimal form. So we're saying 9.3 divided by 3. This is equal to 3.1, and that's grams per serving, or grams per banana. Number 12, the table is just like number 8. The table shows the distance traveled by a runner. Use the table to find the constant of proportionality for miles per hour. Again, miles divided by hours. Hopefully, as we do more and more of these, you're remembering how to do them. So we're going to take miles divided by the hours. So again, I would suggest a calculator. 4 55/100 divided by 5/10. 4.55 divided by 0.5 is equal to 9 1/10. And this is miles per hour. All right, so that leaves us with just a few pages and just a few problems, really. So we've got 13, 14. We're going through 21. So you just have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pages, but they only have 1 or 2 problems on each page. The last one has like 4 problems, but it's not so bad. So hopefully you can follow that pattern to figure these out, right? 1 times 450, that's going here. 2 times 450, that's going here. 3 times 450, that's going here, right? It should be proportional because they all have the same rate. So here, 16 inches to make 2 bracelets. So how much must be 4? 2 times that. So we would start with 32. And every 2, we're going up 16 more. So this becomes 48, adding 16 more. And then these are, of course, proportional. But remember, if you end up with a rate and then an additional fee on top, that's when it is not proportional, okay? So we're going to finish practicing 1-3 today. Tomorrow we're going to learn 1-4. Monday we're going to practice 1-4. Tuesday we're going to review 1-1 through 1-4. Wednesday we're taking the quiz because on Thursday and Friday we have to do NWEA. So we're supposed to do NWEA next week. I don't want to stop you from taking the quiz and take a break to do NWEA. So we're going to get through the quiz and then we're going to do NWEA. Okay. So 1-1 through 1-4 is going to be what your quiz is on a week from yesterday. So on Wednesday, you will have a quiz.